like I need to get something from you that's like tangible, but it's like emotionally they're not doing anything for me. They're actually just draining me. So I'm 26 now, and I just came to that realization, and I'm being more particular and being more present in my friendships that I do have, and it's just been the best feeling ever. It's been very freeing, just being able to be yourself around people who can be themselves around you. Yeah. Because let's just be honest, man, the world, not even just in this industry, people can be fake. Mm-hmm. And so it's hard to tell too. It's hard to tell when someone's being real with you. And for me, like, it's not worth having a fake friendship. That does nothing for you. So I'd rather just be real, be myself. And if you don't love me for who I am, then I'm just not meant for you, and you're not meant for me.
Yes. I'm actually proud of you because you said at 26 you're just now figuring that out. That's a really early age to already start like reorganizing friendships. So I'm proud of you for doing that. Give it up for Justine. It's phenomenal. No, you don't understand. That's a big thing to realize early on so that you can enter into the next phases of your life with clarity. So that's a big deal. Ryan, what about you? How do you maintain those friendships with such a busy schedule and the pressures of the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important to take time for your friends. You know, I think taking time away from work is really, really important to do. And I don't think we understand how important it is to nourish our friendships. Like, really, like, nourish them, you know, like, give them love and understand how to communicate in the best way with other people and not making misunderstandings into bigger things than they need to be. You know, I think all those things are really important and mature and, you know, a lot of the relationships and helping them grow. Not everyone's gonna, you know, be on the same page all the time, but that doesn't mean the friendship has to like completely be destroyed, you know, after that. We can talk about things, you know, and I think that that's really important and an important thing to continue to build relationships into our adulthood and hopefully for longer than that. So, yeah.
I love that. I want to talk about social media a little bit because when you said that, I had a recent conversation about blocking people and how hurtful it can be to block people. And I feel like a lot of times people are quick to do something like that, even with a minor offense, because like you said, you might take a small thing and make it big. But I want to flip it. How has social media helped you maintain relationships? Chloe?
Well, I'm with the blocking. I'm with muting, blocking, all of it. Yeah, I love blocking people.
A block party is,
I think it's really important to learn to create boundaries for yourself because at the end of the day, mental health is real and it's very important to put yourself first. And that's a part of self-care by creating healthy boundaries with people you know may or may not be good for you. So I definitely think, I know some people be like blocking's petty or whatnot, but it's really healthy, honestly. And when it comes to social media, it's like a love and hate relationship because honestly, us ladies, we would not be up here talking with all of you if it wasn't for social media. It's our way we've been able to connect with you guys throughout the pandemic. And because of you all rocking with us for so long through social media, that's why we're here. So it's like, I love it because I'm able to connect with you guys, see you all face to face and share and feel the love that way. So that constantly overrides any negativity that may come with it. And of course, sometimes you do see those comments or those things, especially Twitter. It's like you see comments right in front of your face. Instagram, you got to tap on a picture to look at it. Same with TikTok, but Twitter, it's like right in front of your face. But I think as long as with anything in life, you focus on the positive and don't let that one little negative thing kind of get to you, you'll be fine. But it is hard. We're human. It's hard. It's tough, especially now. Like we're constantly comparing ourselves to one another. It's like the world teaches you there can only be one great thing of that. And that's not true. We all can shine in our own light and our own power. And I think that's why it's so important to have sisterhood so that you can shine exactly the way you're meant to. I can shine, you can shine, you can shine. And God made us completely different. So we all have room to grow and to be.
Yes. I'm here for the growth, but I'm also here for the block party. So, Justine, what is something that would get you blocked?
Tell it all. Sorry, guys.
You don't got to give us too much tea, just a little tea.
Yeah, she's right. No. Blocked? Honestly, all right, so if I actually know you, it takes a lot more for you to get blocked. Also, because I think I'm a little petty myself too. It's like, wait, I want you to see this. Like, you're about to see me. Like, there's no reason to block you. But if I don't know you and you're just like a troll on the internet, it could be the smallest thing. And I'm just like, block. Because like, you decide to be petty, and if I saw it, then I'm just like, all right, boom. Then you'll be like, but what did I do? And sometimes I'll see people be like, wait, why did you block me? And it's like, I honestly don't remember, obviously, but like, you probably said something that made me want to block. You said something crazy. Slightly.
So talk nice in Justine's comments, everybody.
It's just like, the reason why is because people don't understand. Like, yes, we are people that are in the limelight, but we have emotions too. So if you can get on the internet and like, you don't know what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know and Twitter can be funny until you're the one being like attacked, you know? I say that all the time, like, oh my God, haha, that's so funny. And then once people are like, the energy is directed towards you, you're like, oh, it's not funny anymore, actually. So I've even taken my approach back to thinking that certain things are funny online because I myself, I'm sure, like all of us on this stage have been in that position where we're just like, it's not funny anymore. Like, people are they just keep going. They just keep going. Like, they wake up and they keep going. And it's just like, no one's going to stop. It was funny like maybe the first 3 times, and now it just keeps going. It's just like, all right, well now, in order to keep my sanity, like, I don't want to see that anymore, so let me block that out of my way. Because it's unnecessary. It actually is unnecessary.
I love that. Please don't get blocked. To keep you from being blocked, though, I want to hear about love languages, but in friendships. What's your friendship love language, Ryan?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I think, I don't know, maybe acts of service. Like, I love helping people, like when I can, you know, and offering that help. I think words of affirmation, really big one for friendships. You know, it's such a simple thing to like send a text to encourage your friends, and I think we should just all do it more often, you know. It doesn't take too much, and just those words mean so much at the same time. So I think words of affirmation is probably the top one for me, I think. Now that you ask.
I think for me, it would have to be acts of service and physical touch. I'm such a hugger. I don't know, I'm like such a cling bear, and it's like, I'm like, yes, love, love. And, you know, something I'm learning to do actively is like with the words of affirmation, because I think when we get caught up in ourselves and in our lives, it's like, yes, I'm so busy, but we also can't forget to reach out to our loved ones. And so that's something I'm actively working on, because it's like, I want people to reach out to me and say, hey, how you doing? And it's like, it's also, you both have to meet in the middle. So that's something that I'm learning as I'm getting older when it comes to friendships and relationships and love and family, that, you know, it goes both ways as well.
Justine?
I would have to agree with both of you guys. Words of affirmation are certainly something that gets me. I like to reach out to my friends, even if you just think about it, like just send them a message, be like, how are you doing? Or love you, or you're doing amazing, or I love that performance that you did, or just, you know, it's just, you don't know when someone needs to hear it. And I'm sure you've heard that before. Like, you don't know what anyone's going through, even your friends, the people that you think you're the closest to, like, they may be having a down moment. I know sometimes I can. So whenever my friends reach out to me randomly, it just makes my day. Even if it's not just my friends, even if it's you guys, like seeing those messages that you send, I'm sure make our day. The videos, just whatever it is, the TikToks, like it definitely helps. So don't think anything goes in vain.
Yeah. Chloe, what does support look like for you in your friendships? Are you someone who likes people to text you? Do you need to come with me on tour? Do you need to come to my house randomly? What does it look like for you to really connect with your friends and feel like they're supporting you?
So for me, I think it goes with the physical touch thing again. Like, I love having my support system there with me, because nobody knows, like, anytime I perform or have anything really big, I get really anxious and nervous. And it's like, no one really knows what goes behind the scenes. You just see what's out in the forefront. And it's like, it takes a lot. So without my team and my godmom and my sister with me, I'm kind of like, you know? And I think when I just have my support system with me, I don't feel alone. And I feel like, okay, I have people who lift me up I can do this. I can conquer anything because I know even if I do fall, I have people who love me who will pick me right back up. So I think that's it for me, for sure.
I love that. Justine?
I think that it would have to just be checking in. I'm a Virgo, so I'm very like to myself sometimes.
That's my rising.
You're a Virgo?
Virgo's my rising.
Oh. So it's like, I can be to myself sometimes. I'm that type of person that likes to be alone, but with people around me. It's just like, just sit in the, just stay there. Like, so just having you there around and that support, knowing that you show up for me is enough. That means the world to me, just showing up. And I think that's what most people look for when it comes to their friends.
I love that. I wanted to say about showing up and support because a lot of times people might send you a text, but for everybody, a text isn't enough, right? Somebody might not feel that, but for you all, you're so busy that maybe someone may think that's all you need or that's all they can do to really get in touch with you. But Ryan, how can someone support you in your day to day?
I mean, like you just said, I really appreciate text. I remember somebody literally, like, you know when people think your phone is, like, always blowing up? I'm like, y'all, it's very dry.
Literally.
I doubt it.
I'm like, y'all, my phone's dry, actually. So I really do appreciate the text that I do get, you know, from friends and from family. It just means a whole lot to me. And like Justine said, like, from, like, the support from you guys, it always means so much. And I really try to dwell on that more than the hate, you know, and it's easy to get distracted by that. But, you know, it's really great to feel the love through words. I mean, physical touch is always great too. I love hugs. I love holding hands with my friends and, you know, just it's always nice. It feels good.
They're so sweet. They're all so sweet and have such good energy. But speaking of support, we need some audience support. We need your help right now because we're going to play a little game. And I want you to tell us who you think is most likely to. And I want and I want the ladies to participate as well. So who's most likely to host a girls' night?
A what?
Chloe?
Host a girls' night? Oh.
I feel like you, Chloe.
Me? Chloe, is that true?
No. I'm so to myself.
I was about to say, like, I feel like it takes both of us a lot
I feel
to,
like it'd be you.
Me?
It
Maybe.
takes a lot.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, come on, let's have some drinks.
Honestly, yeah. I'd be like, guys, let's have some wine. Let's
It'd be
go.
real
You're
casual.
actually right, yeah. That would probably be me.
Okay, so you already know Justine is most likely to host the girls' night and invite you over for shots or wine. What you think?
She said, shout out to a wine.
Oh, shout out to a
what
wine. It depends. Like if you want to be real fancy or if I'm not even gonna lie, I love me at Oyster Bay from like Whole Foods. It's not even expensive. They're not paying me to say that, but it's really good.
Okay. Who is most likely to become a reality star? I don't think she liked that.
I'm offended. No, no, I literally could never do that. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like documentary style stuff is always fun and cool, you know, like stuff like that. But y'all,
I feel like reality TV is like
That's
no offense, but it's
invasive.
just a lot of like, yeah, it's really invasive. And as we show our lives on social media and stuff like that, that's to our liking, you know. But reality TV is like another world where it's just like you don't really have control over that, and you don't have control over your narrative either so much unless you're a producer. But but yeah.
Okay. Yes. Well, it's interesting that you say that because you all come from a very traditional way of fame. In today's world, so many people are famous from social media or famous from reality TV, and you're actually famous from those traditional mediums, singing, television, movies, and I think that speaks to your talent. Not that there's anything wrong with being a reality star or an influencer, but you definitely
Because Lord knows I love reality television. It's
Right,
a guilty
for
pleasure.
sure. Like,
I'm not even gonna lie though. Like I don't know if you guys know anything about me, but my start really started with like Tumblr. Like I was that girl on Tumblr all the time, like developing a fan base, and back in New York, and people would
they
come.
remember.
Yeah, people would come from all over to just like vibe out, and then I started to like showcase my singing on the internet, and so that's how I built up that world for myself. So I did use social media. Social media, it has its pros and its cons, but like when you use it in the right way, it can definitely benefit you. So I don't want to like I got here because I was sharing my life with people online and because I was sharing my talent. So I definitely don't want to like talk down on that or I think it's a bad thing because so many people are making money from it nowadays too, you know, online. But
these influencers are getting to the bag. Meet them at any one of these stages. Who is most likely to cry during a sad movie?
Me. Definitely Chloe.
Okay, what's the last movie that you cried in?
Oh, Encanto. I cried at that because everyone was leaving her out, talking about she didn't have a gift, and she had the greatest gift of them all, bringing everybody together. And that made me cry, like a little piece of it, like...
That hit.
Yeah, it hit.
I didn't know that was sad, Chloe. That was a happy cry. Like
yes.
a happy, okay, it was a happy cry, y'all. Okay. Tell the waiter it's your birthday when it's not so you could get a free cake. Who would do that?
Justine. I vote Justine. And I would eat the cake.
I'm mischievous, huh? Honestly, I would think that's funny, yeah.
I would do it now and then the omission for me. Who would be late to their own wedding?
Me.
Definitely, I feel like Chloe.
I'm trying to get better.
I probably would too.
Oh, are you guys both running late all the time?
Debatable.
Yes.
What is late?
Yes.
Okay, so what is it that you're doing that normally keeps you late? Is it a beat phase, or are you like the type to send a text when you're sitting on your bed, like, on my way, I'm on my way, but you're not doing anything?
No, I mean, I don't know, it's all a blur, you know, you never really know. Sometimes a beat face, yes. Hair, all that is very important, you know. I mean, I don't, that's a good reason.
She has her reasons. They have their reasons for being late. Don't judge them. So Essence Festival is all about multi-generational bonding and fun. Can you tell me a time in your life or some lessons that you've learned from older women that have passed down things to you that you're like, this was super valuable?
Oh yeah, every single day. My godmom's here. So every day she'll like literally teach me a new lesson. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. So I feel like without having someone there to be like, this happens like this way. Of course you have your own life and you can figure things out, but it also helps to be able to like not always fall sometimes. And me, I'm hard at listening. So, you know, yeah.
Ryan?
I mean, yeah, moms are just amazing, right? And they're great. They're very needed. And I think having someone that's kind of been through life a bit more than you have is just always nice to have. And, you know, like you said, you won't always listen every single time, but I think it's just great to have someone that cares that much, you know, to just sort of give an insight and advice on things about your life and things that you know, you're not really sure about. And my mom is always super encouraging too. Shout out to her. She's also in the audience. And
shout out to the moms in the audience.
You know, encouragement, like I was saying earlier, it goes a long way. And I always need to be reminded more than I'd like to, just about a lot of things, you know, that just keep you going and keep you motivated. So,
Justine, do you feel like you're the type to learn from other people's mistakes, or do you feel like you'll go down your own path even if you're told not to?
I am a firm believer in like, you can tell someone not to do something a million times, but they don't really feel it until like they've gone through it. Yeah. Like you have to make mistakes in life to learn anything. You can't be too sheltered. So it's like, I'd rather learn from my own mistakes.
Okay, Justine, she's going to do her own thing, and she's going to tell you about it later. Will you confide?
Yeah, it wasn't good. That wasn't good. I shouldn't have done that.
No, that's okay. Do you confide in the person, though, who might have given you the advice even if it doesn't work out the way that they told you? Or will you go back and say, you know what? You were right. How many of you know how to say when you were wrong and apologize to someone when they were right?
Accountability.
That can be hard for
It's
us.
hard. That is hard.
Yeah.
No, I know how to own up to the things I do. I'm not like, I don't have too much pride when it comes to that. I'm like, yeah, I should have listened to you, or I shouldn't have done that. It's like, for me, I don't think it should be that hard, but I do understand that some people, they're not ready to admit when they're wrong. And yeah.
For the 20-something, how many 20-somethings do we have in the audience? Do we have some teenagers here?
Hey, okay.
So these ladies are known as being a part of the sandwich generation. So you've learned a lot kind of pre-technology a little bit, like the advances of technology, but your adult life is so technology focused and based. So it can be hard for you to relate to older people who never experienced some of the pressures that you have, and also younger people who you're just like, you also are living in a whole different time and world. Yeah. How is it being a 20-something in 2022 and having to have those growing pains by yourself?
It's tough. When I was younger, I'd always be like, oh, I can't wait to get into my 20s. I'm going to have my life figured out. I'm going to have it set. No more problems. You know, but life is life. And
Life
I feel
be
like,
lifing'.
right? And it's like we're all going through something at once, but none of us admit it. So in that way, we feel like we're alone. And it's like when I put in perspective, like, okay, I'm not the only one going through something. I can't always beat down on myself so much because we're all walking around with a smile on our face when we know deep inside there's some stuff going on. So it's like I have to remind myself I'm not alone, and I have to remind myself that life will be hard, life will be difficult. This whole facade and this picture that was painted in fairy tale in my head that life is easy is not true. And I think once we kind of swallow that pill, then we do what we need to do, and it's like, okay, how will I maneuver my journey with this, and how will I get past the obstacles with the best energy possible? And, you know, I don't want to sit up here and be like, oh yeah, our lives are easy. It's not. No matter what you do, whether it's being an influencer, whether it's having a 9-to-5, we're all going through something, and we just have to have each other's backs. Even if it's just a smile at someone, even if it's just a hug or hand squeeze, you don't know how much that might help somebody. And so I think if we just constantly remind each other, we got to be there for each other, especially as a black community. When the world's constantly trying to like tell us we're not as great as we are, we have to remind ourselves, not only in the mirror, but our peers as well.
That was a word. Okay, it's your birthday. She's showing out. Ryan, same thing for you. I mean, what's it like for you being a 20-something in 2022 and having to navigate that, like I said, as a sandwich generation?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always say that it's like a blessing and a curse to have so much information. You know, I think we have so much information now, and it's great because I feel like we're learning so many things that our generations before probably, you know, learned years and years later. We're learning all right now and gathering all that information, whether it be like about ourselves, self-love, whether it be about other people, whether it be about careers, you know, things that you have to do, the skills that you need. You know, I think it's so much information, and it's also like a lot to take in a lot of the times. Like, we're shoved with things like all the time in the media, and I think that can be, you know, really heavy to see all the time, you know, and especially within our black community and the different things that we go through. It's just so much sometimes, and I think it's just really great to take breaks from it all, you know. I think that's really important. It's something that I've always had to remind myself of, because you can forget that when you're always on social media. But I think that having all this information is very helpful at the same time. But you just need a balance of it all, I think.
How are you stomaching your 20s right now?
I think they really covered a lot of everything that I feel, which is great to know that we're all in the same space and have the same emotions too, because we're all in this industry. There are definitely beautiful moments, you know, but that's just life. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster for each and every one of us. It's not always going to be happy. It's not always going to be sad. And it's just about like knowing that in yourself, that you're going to get through it, because even in the worst moments, you feel like it's the end of the world, and then like once you get through it, you just become stronger.
Yeah.
And so, yes, social media is weird. Like the fact that it's there is weird, but it also, we have to take it in doses, like you said. Like you have to give yourself this break, and it's hard. Trust me. Like I've gotten off it for like 10 days, and then like I'll get back and I just jump right into it. It's like being on a diet, or like just discipline. It's about being disciplined within yourself, and that's not easy. But it's a challenge. You have to challenge yourself, and you have to be up to that challenge. And it's weird times that we're living in right now, but you just have to make it work for yourself and figure out what works for you.
Absolutely. I can't stop staring at all of you because you're so beautiful and your fashions are fashioning and the looks are looking. I wanted to ask you, first of all, can we just look at the outfits for a second? I'm not going to ask you to stand up. I'm not going to ask them to stand up, but just, I mean, everyone, just, it's crazy. When are you feeling most confident? I know it's not about looks, but this is happening here. We
when
can't
I'm
ignore
feeling
it.
the most confident is performing on stage.
We know. We see it. We see the switch.
That's the time, honestly, like leading up to it, I'm shaking, like almost fainting to the floor. Like last week I did BET Awards, like before any performance. But even if you watch my AMA's performance back at the beginning, you'll see tears coming down my eyes because that's how bad my nerves are. But then once I get into it, I feel so alive and free, like I'm flying. And in everyday life, I don't feel that way. But whenever I get on that stage, it's like, okay, this is why God put me on this earth to do this. So it's like when something feels so right, it's like, okay, every, not so good thing that led up to this moment, it's for a reason and it's for a purpose, so I can be right here. So that's when I feel the most confident, for sure, 1,000%.
You look confident when you performing, for sure. We agree. Ryan?
I mean, I feel like whenever we are working, whether it be in TV, film, stage, in the studio, I feel like it just is literally, it is a switch. And I feel like a lot of times I feel really, really good about myself when I am doing good things. Like, I think just being really like nice to other people makes me feel like really happy, and it sounds a little cheesy, but it's really true. And I think that kind of fuels me in just feeling good about, the day going by. I also feel really good when I'm dressed up. I love dressing up. I love getting, just getting a beat, getting your hair done. It feels really good, and it's not all about that, but it makes you feel good, and you should do whatever makes you feel good. I really believe that, and I think that alone, stepping into your power, makes you confident. It truly does, and that's really what it all fuels from. So just keep doing what you do for you.
I mean, yeah, I agree with the girls too. Whenever you're doing what you love and you see yourself doing it, you're just like, wow, there I am. There I am. But I guess I feel good when I'm with my friends too. Like I feel like the most confident I can just be 1,000% myself, and I don't have to like worry about what anybody thinks about me, I'm just, whether it's walking into a room, just hanging out, going to the beach, or just sitting in a circle talking about whatever it is that's on our mind. And that might sound corny, but I definitely feel confident when I can speak my mind freely.
I love that. Speaking of confidence, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about a moment that may have shaken your confidence.
Every day.
Can you talk about a moment where you really had to big your own self up because your confidence was shaken or maybe broken? Like Beyonce said, you won't break my soul, where you had to prep yourself.
I think just literally a month ago, I finished my album, and I'm really proud of it.
Woo!
There was, everybody who was listening to it, they said they loved it, blah, blah, blah. And this one person said something, and it completely ripped my heart to shreds. And so I'm being completely honest. So, with anything that we hold so near and dear to our hearts, it's sensitive. And it's like when I'm in the studio creating it, I'm like, okay, this is it, right? This is bomb. But it's like whenever you have to play it for people or share that experience and be so vulnerable, it's really scary. So it's like you're already doubting yourself, but then when outside opinions come in, you're like, is it good? Is it trash? Like, am I even supposed to be doing this right now? And it's my first project without my sister, so it's like I'm constantly having to remind myself, yes, you're good, Chloe. It's gonna be okay. And reminding myself that. So that was literally just a month ago. It took me like 2 weeks to get out of it. And you know, it'll always have its ebbs and flows, but I think it's so important to have people around you to lift you up, because without that, I'd probably still be in my head. So I think it's just, if we're not confident in our own art and in our own selves, no one else will believe in it. So it's like, if I don't believe in it, why do I expect anyone else to believe in it? If I'm not going to listen to it, why do I expect anyone else to listen to it? So it's just kind of having that confidence and almost faking it till you make it, till it's real.
Absolutely. And I mean, if we need to go jump whoever said that to you, I feel like we all are very comfortable doing so. Just let me know. Just you can whisper and I'll send it out to the squad, okay? Ryan.
I mean, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned literally this year is when you are not feeling confident, not feeling great in yourself, to feel it. Like, yes, feel it, y'all. Like, it's okay to feel your negative emotions. Like, go through that feeling, because I feel like when we try to push it away, it's just going to keep coming back even harder. So I just say feel it, go through it, and that's how you pick yourself up out of it, you know? I think that that's one thing that's really helped me this year with a lot of different things that's gone on. It's just being accepting of my own emotions and letting myself feel, because I have the right to. And knowing that it'll be okay and I'll be okay at the end of it, because feelings are feelings. They will come and they will go. So I think that that's a really important thing that I've learned.
Someone taught me feelings are non-negotiable. So just sit in it. I love that. Justine, what about you? How do you big yourself up?
I think by disconnecting. For me, just being completely honest, like with the social media topic, and I'm sure we've all felt that, it's really hard to, like, when people are coming at you, especially unprovoked, about every single bit of you, from the way you look to the way you sound to your career choices to what they think you should be doing. And so when that is this, like, streamlined coming at you, like, consistently, even though you're living in this skin, you're going out into this world, and that's not what is, like, being presented to you. But when you go on the internet, which I'm sorry, we have to sometimes, because that's our job, you know, to just see, like, what's going on with our fans, to connect with you guys. And then it's just like this one day everybody just wants to just attack you for whatever reason they want to attack you for. There is even if it's for a split second, you, like, think, like, what happened? Like, why does everyone not mess with me? Or what did I do today? Like, it's just that thing of, like, being able to detach from it. Because I know that in my soul, I feel 1,000,000 times better when I'm not paying so much attention to what's going on, like, or what people are saying about me online, if it's not good. Whether it's good or bad, too much is not good, you know, because it'll either fill your head up, and you're like, oh, I'm great, I'm the best thing ever, and then that one comment that someone says, even though you're amazing, and you know that, and there's thousands of people telling you that, those few people that are just telling you that you should just model, or you should just do something else, or you should just try something else. It's like, you don't know what I'm going through in my life, you don't know what I'm working on, and you're, like, arguing with this person. I always try to live by this quote that I found when I was younger: never argue with a fool, because onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. And
another word.
And sometimes I don't abide by that. And, you know, I'm human. Like I said, I make mistakes. I learn from them. But I just always try to go back to that, because it's like, why am I arguing with you? I know who I am. Why did I even for 1 second let you try to derail me from where I'm going in my life? I'm good. My family's good. We're all healthy. I'm making money. I'm on stage talking to you with these beautiful girls in this Essence Fest with everybody. Like, the vibes are great. It's just like, why am I going to let this person bring me down? And sometimes it happens, so don't feel bad about it. But you just have to acknowledge that. Acknowledging things is very important to me. You can't just disregard your emotions because that's where you start to spiral.
Yes, we don't want to spiral. Speaking about confidence, to me, one of the biggest things is to see yourself in moments of joy and happiness. And that's what Essence Festival is coming together, celebrating Black joy, celebrating Black women, the same thing as Essence Magazine. It's all about for the love of Black women and loving Black women deeply. What has a publication like Essence meant to you in your life, and places like Essence Festival, although there's no place like Essence Festival, what does it mean to you to sit in this space?
Representation is so important. And there's not just one type of Black girl or a Black woman. We all come in different shapes and sizes and tones and everything. And I think for me to be able to pick up a magazine like Essence and see a woman with locks when I was younger, like this was all I've known since I was 3-4 years old, having my locks. And it was like, okay, well, maybe it's cool to have locks, because I see people on a magazine cover or in television or anything like that with hair like mine. So I think especially for the youth, because that's really that's what kind of molds who we are as human beings when we're young. And if you don't see people who look like you when you look on the TV screen or in a magazine or on a poster, subconsciously you think something's wrong with you. And that's why I love Essence. That's why I love being up here with these beautiful ladies. Like, not one of us are the same. It's okay to be appreciated and loved in exactly who you are. Love you.
Ryan?
I mean, yeah, it's the representation, man. I think that Essence has never shied away from showing Black people, Black women, every shade of us. I think they've never shied away from lifting those people up, putting them on a platform. And I think that goes such a long way longer than we actually think when we're young and we're looking at that. I think it's so important. And I'm just so blessed to be in a space where we are celebrating each other. And I'll just want to forever be a part of it. And I think that for the generations to come, to be a part of a movement like that is just truly a blessing. And I'm just really, really thankful to have grown up in a time where I can see that from you guys, and just always supporting us is just, it's everything, literally everything.
Oh, that means everything to our staff. Did y'all hear that? As y'all are working so hard. Justine?
I think, as what they said, piggyback on what they said, it's also just a great sense of community. Like, being able to open the magazine, seeing people like myself, but then also just what they do for us and bringing us here today. Like, it's just so amazing to walk around and see so many people who look like me. Everyone, the vibes, it's just different when you're around. You know, Black people, we just do things differently. It's fun. Everywhere you go, there's just love in every single direction. And I think that's the most amazing thing. When you open the magazine, it's love. Like, we're just shining lights on each other. We're giving each other our flowers, and that's most important to me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much to Chloe and Ryan and Justine.
And you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This is season 4 of If Not For My Girls. You can catch the cast and all of their wonderful content coming soon on essence.com. Please hashtag If Not For My Girls for more content, and share your content and your stories with us about how your friends have helped you through hard times. Hashtag Essence Fest, hashtag Essence. And follow Chloe and Justine and Ryan. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you. I receive it. Thank you.
Go on. Y'all make some noise. Make some noise. Yes, indeed. We're going to warm this up. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Hey, happy birthday! Anybody celebrating a birthday today? Anybody celebrating a birthday today? Yeah?
It's your birthday, it's your birthday. Bad contest through his first grade. It's your birthday, it's your birthday. Bad contest through his first grade. Mercy.